G'day guys, welcome to Factory Walkthrough. It's December 13, 2020. Okay guys, look, I'm really excited for this, what's behind me to be here, so I'll drag it on out and give you a look. Now guys, if you ever wondered where StyroMAX came from, it's right here, a truck body. That's it. This is our heritage. This is where the StyroMAX brand started. We used to have summer cool truck bodies, and we used to build refrigerated truck bodies just like this one. We've probably got well over 1,000 composite truck bodies of ours on the road. StyroMAX was just a brand. It was just a brand of panel that Summer Cool Truck Bodies was making. And of course, traditionally, back in the day, we used to make our refrigerated truck body panels out of cool room panels. So it was just set sizes of panel, just like today, and you'd click it together and have a pain in cutting it and generally making the truck. So we figured there must be a better way. So back in the late 90s, headed off to Europe. That's where we found the composite sandwich panel technology over there. They'd been using it in Europe for decades, so we adopted that, brought it back home to Australia, and started building our truck bodies with the StyroMAX panel. Now this is a refrigerated truck body, right? So it's about 8.5 meters long, I guess, probably about 3 meters high, 2485 wide. Probably go down to minus 15, minus 20 perhaps inside. 40 mil walls, 105 mil roof, 105 mil thick front wall, and the front wall features a 100 by 50 RHS frame from top to bottom, and that's going to support the great big chiller unit that's going to stick through the front of the unit and of course cool the back. Now look, construction of this body and an RV body is similar in some respects, that this is glued together as well. Although it's got a forklift rated floor, because forklifts will travel inside these truck bodies with pallets of stock. So, but essentially it is glued together. But then of course on the outside they like to run very large capping around it, and that of course dresses the truck body, but it does increase the strength as well. So there you have it. That was our heritage. That's how we began making panel, was making these large rectangular boxes, I guess you'd call them. And so we still manufacture these today for several truck body manufacturers around SEQ. So it's always pleasing to see them out on the road delivering food. Now from that, I guess I could see how good this material would be in the RV industry and other industries alike. So we were doing that obviously for ourselves. So we kind of went to some caravan manufacturers, this is many years ago, to show them this product, but they really weren't interested in changing their production lines, probably due to cost and other reasons. So from that point, we decided to pivot away from that market and go to the DIY market, or the retail market, you know, you guys. So, and that's where the product really took off. Okay, really took off, and it's now branched us off into stuff like this. This is Tony Spataro's fifth wheel toy hauler. She's about 9.5 meters long, almost 2.4 meters wide. So it's a very impressive looking build. Don't worry, I will be doing a separate build video specifically on this and how it's done. So I just thought I'd give you a quick look. We've got the driver's side wall up. This body actually rolls around the front a few degrees and also tapers down in a couple of areas. And we've got that panel pre-chamfered, ready to go. And there's an internal wall that's been put into position, and of course it's keyed into the driver's side wall. In my last video I think I spoke about moving this machine 1.9 metres, so that was carried out. And of course moving it down this way gave us 1.9 metres over that side, which is pretty important for our assembly area, as we've got so many assemblies on the go this year. So let's go and check some of them out. We've got a new one here that I'll bring you a full build video on. This is a square back off-road camper trailer, I guess you'd call it. It's from New South Wales, so this frame was delivered up to us about a month or so ago, so the CAD is well underway for this one. It's got some good gear on it. It's got the Cruise Master suspension on the back there, and hitch up the front, Cruise Master hitch up the front here, so I've certainly spared no expense in the rolling chassis, that's for sure. So it's quite impressive gear that he's got on there, so it's obviously going to be complemented with the StyroMAX panel. Okay, alright, we've got a little motorhome body here. It's going on a Isuzu or a Mitsubishi four-wheel drive truck. Can't be exactly sure what model it is, but the CAD from the frame up is well underway, so I'll bring you more details on this as it comes to hand. This one is a small slide-on, back of a four-wheel drive, so the frame has been dropped off and delivered here. We'll be getting to the CAD on this one shortly. Okay, so the owner's done the frame. He's put his StyroFloor HD down. He's got some conduits run through before he's done that. Got some piping there for gas and some conduit for electric, so he's pretty much done everything at base level, waiting for his panels to be designed and manufactured. Guys, new for 2021, of course I'm tooling up in Australia here. I'm just modifying StyroSEAL LT, the doorway trim. Effectively, it's always been a bit difficult to have this flush with the floor without modification to your floor, because this trim, when it was initially designed back in the truck body days for dry good bodies, it was for a hatch door, where a hatch door would be up off the floor, or a personnel door, so it wasn't so much of an issue for us back then to have things flush to the floor. So this is the StyroSEAL LT as it currently sits. Right, so when you want to go flush to the floor, I've just made a quick mock-up here. When you're up against your panel, it'll hit the floor, so you've either got to relieve your floor or remove some material from the back of the trim, which is not ideal. You don't want to be doing that. So I've redesigned this one, and this one I've had 3D printed, so I can get a hard sample before we go to tooling. And of course that one, as you can see, fits perfectly. So what I've effectively done here is move this section out towards the edge of the body 1.6 mil. So that allows the clearance, and that allows this to act as a true Z section without any fouling. So moving that 1.6 mil across will obviously transfer that pressure onto the rubber seal, which is also desired. That will be in the first quarter of 2021. By the time we get the tooling set up and underway, we can bring that one to you. Alright, so we've got plenty of kits going out just before Christmas. We've got some crate boxes under manufacture at the moment. This one here is a Expedition truck body kit. So we're just waiting for the crate to be manufactured, and we'll drop that in there and ship that one out. The rest of these are all toy haulers, so seems to be toy hauler month at the moment at StyroMAX, so plenty of those going out the door. Alright, so let's just quickly go down the bottom building. I want to show you some new fiberglass sheeting for 2021. Alright guys, look, I don't think I've sold so much fiberglass sheet in 1 month as we did last month. If you're not familiar with the Brisbane area, we had some pretty wild hailstorms through here, probably I think it was the end of October, and it must have damaged hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stick and tin caravans, because we've never sold so much sheeting to obviously replace the damaged tin, or they'll just sheet over the top. So it's just completely stripped us bare, damn near, but luckily we've got containers arriving next week just in time. Right, so who purchases this stuff? Well, a lot of DIY guys that are doing up old caravans or resheeting old motorhomes. The RV repair industry is a heavy user of the sheet for repairs. But I've got some more info with an FAQ video about fiberglass on our YouTube channel. We'll put the link below. And there's always also find one on there for the hail destruction test I did on the fiberglass sheet and the panel during those wild storms back in October. So we'll put that link there as well, so check that one out. Okay, now new to 2021, we're going to bring in some lines of satin white fiberglass sheet. Now this will be an option for the inside face of your body. So what that's going to do is probably take away a lot of the glare as you walk into an RV. Sometimes they can be too glary if there's too many reflections going on. So we've seen the push from a lot of high-end manufacturers that use our panel and this panel, and certainly in Europe, to go to a satin white finish, just to sort of well, dull down the interior of the build just a little bit, and probably make things like the cupboards or the furniture pop out a bit more. So we'll have this available in two thicknesses, probably 1.6mm and 2mm. We're not sure on the actual roll widths that we will choose yet, but they will be probably limited to about 2 or 3 widths. Okay, now the burning question is, and it's been asked heaps and heaps of times via email, social media and everywhere, is when is our next DIY day? Now, we've been sitting, waiting patiently for borders to open and things to change, and recently we've been waiting for the industry to put up their show dates so we can work around that and have the exhibitors come into our premises here and not clash with dates. So I can tell you that our first show for 2021 will happen in March, the month of March. We are yet to finalise the actual Saturday that will be, but we'll bring you that shortly. So what we'll do, we'll drop the link below in the show notes here, and you can register for your expression of interest to come and join us on that day for a DIY day. And hopefully if you're interstate and the borders are still all open, you can travel up to come and join us. Okay, and finally, I guess we've announced already, but I guess I should say it on camera, is that myself and my lovely wife Samantha, who was on the other side of this camera, recently back in October, we settled on the purchase of my beloved StyroMAX, and we also purchased Cool Temp as well, which makes a range of automotive air conditioning cooling fans and idler pulleys and a few other bits and pieces. So we purchased both companies, and this is extremely satisfying for me as I kind of set StyroMAX up many years ago from a brand, turned it into a business, brought it to what you guys know today. So I was doing that for my former employers, of course, back in the day. So but to have the opportunity years down the track to actually purchase that is extremely satisfying. I just want to thank all of you guys that support us, all of our fans on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. And of course to our suppliers who have granted me the same terms and conditions as the previous owners of StyroMAX. So that's I'm extremely grateful, and but rest assured the business is in good hands. It's the same hands really as before, it's just a bit more financial. So nothing's going to change, but we're here for many, many decades to come. Okay guys, well that just about wraps it up. So don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell notification. If you want to ask any questions, just throw them in the comments below, and I'll see you next time on Factory Walkthrough.